9-year-old person inside of me cannot contain my excitement, and I'm trying to sit on my hands to do this interview. The 37-year-old, who is the me now, is trying to just not be sycophantic or too Duran Duran geeky in any way. We're here to talk about your...
Just a little bit?
Well, maybe. I'll try hard not to. We're here to talk about your new single, which a lot of people have described it as old Duran Duran or vintage Duran Duran. How would you guys describe it?
I think, well, it's... Old doesn't sound right to me. Vintage makes it sound like either a car or a bottle of wine, and I don't really think we're either of those two things. A lot's been made about this kind of return to the third album, the album that we never made, the one, and it's Mark Ronson, because he really got into the first two Duran Duran albums. And when we released Seven and Ragged Tiger, which is many people's favourite album.
Which I loved,
exactly.
and I'm not going to have that put down, actually.
But you know, he's a boy, and he missed. I think he missed the experimental aspect of it. So when he came to us, he said, I want to rediscover the spirit of Duran Duran from that time.
The fan forums think he's done it, so what did he bring out in the band that they couldn't find themselves?
I think over the years you kind of drift further and further away from where you came from. And a lot of the younger bands like the Killers and Franz Ferdinand and even the people like the Bravery had kind of jumped into that space that we used to occupy, and Mark kind of led us back to that that ground that we were once kind of kings of, if you like. Mark is a perfect producer for us, really, because he was a fan, so he knew all the music intimately. He's a fantastic musician himself. He can pick up anything and play it. He's got great taste. He's funny as hell. And he wears rather nice suits, which we all appreciated.
Which you like,
yeah, I liked very much.
And do your children recognise what it was like back then for you? They obviously know who you are and what your careers have entailed.
They find it quite annoying, actually.
I've never really laid it on mine.
Oh, I have.
Mine called me the other day. She said, you know, I spent last night on YouTube, you know, looking at really old films of you. Dad, you were kind of a looker. You know?
Look away now if you don't like newsreaders pretending to be pop stars, but they asked, and how could I refuse?
We've had two songs, and they both needed a spoken female voice, and I just thought you were the right person for it, especially seeing as one of them is a newscast, The Man Who Stole a Leopard.
She is amazing. It's so awesome, the way that you spoke it. It's got rhythm, the tempo was fantastic. I mean, we were all like, wow, she nailed it.
The newscast of it was just the day job, so that was fine, but then he threw in this curveball.
Yeah.
Can
the
you
GPS lady.
Can you just do a bit of a
sexy
sat-nav?
GPS lady.
Sexy, not so much, but oh my goodness, best 10 minutes of my life, I think, other than giving birth twice.
So one happy fan, the band are hoping the album and tour next year will please a few more.